What is up, what if us? Welcome back to the channel. Today I got some of the creepiest and most craziest, outrageous TikToks that'll make you rethink everything. So you gonna wanna stay locked in, cause you ain't gonna believe this.
Barack Obama was caught leaving the UK Prime Minister's office with the US ambassador. So unless this was approved by Joe Biden, this is technically a violation of the Logan Act, unless this is the man behind the curtain. Just saying. Take a look at the video.
Yep, with the US ambassador there, Jill Hartley.
President Obama, why should we care about democracy in Russia?
Do you have a few moments? Did you discuss
Speak
further?
I'm tempted. Come and have a chat with us for a minute.
How did it go? What did you talk about?
There you have it, former President Obama with the US ambassador.
So the question I have for all of you guys is, any lucky guesses? What do you think Barack Obama is doing talking to the Prime Minister of the UK? My lucky guess here is that this is in fact the man behind the curtain, and he's talking to the Prime Minister about what they're going to do with the whole Ukraine-Russia conflict.
Barack Obama still pulling strings behind the scene. Pretty interesting. But you know what though? It ain't too strange that like former presidents still meet with, you know, US ambassadors and stuff like that, you know. So I don't know, man. But what y'all think?
Yo, so I'm in Arizona, just driving through, and tell me when the fuck they started making clouds. What the fuck? You know, I've been through here like 20 times, I've never seen this shit. That's wild.
This is just so insane, I had to share it with everyone, and I'm not sure if I'm excited, if I'm nervous. I guess it's probably a combination of the two, but the video that you're about to watch is of the new Figure 1 robot powered by OpenAI, and they recently partnered with BMW. Just watch.
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great. Can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. So,
all right, so real quick, notice how the robot is speaking with a very natural, like, human pauses and saying things like as if it's thinking. That was one of the first things that stood out to me, but let's keep going.
based on the scene right now, where do you think the dishes in front of you go next?
The dishes on the table, like that plate and cup, are likely to go into the drying rack next.
Great. Can you put them there?
Of course.
All right, so how do you think you did?
I think I did pretty well. The apple found its new owner, the trash is gone, and the tableware is right where it belongs.
I agree. Thanks, Figure One.
You're welcome. If there's anything else you need help with, just let me know.
So I don't know about you, but I'm pretty blown away by this. And apparently BMW is currently testing the robot in one of its manufacturing facilities in South Carolina. The Figure One also appears to be much farther ahead than Tesla's Optimus robot, at least from what I'm seeing. But either way, I have a feeling we'll be seeing humanoid robots being used for a variety of tasks a lot sooner than we thought.
You know what? I'm pretty blown away too. All they got to do is fix that little 2 or 3 second of thinking time in between when it speaks, and our ass is in trouble. Boy, because I mean, when he asked him, could you explain to me why you did that? That man said, got it. So I gave you the apple. What? Bro, like it is at this point you can't do nothing but laugh at it, man. It is crazy. But what y'all think about that?
Did you hear about this little fiasco IMDb had a while back? Internet Movie Database. They posted this. Seems innocent, right? There was one problem. Arthur Roberts was playing Joe Biden. But they took it down. Doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying, if you needed someone to play him, I mean...
Oh, wow.
You gotta remember, Joe's getting older. I mean, that was him in 2016. This is him now. It's definitely the same guy.
Wow.
I'm just saying, it's the
wow.
same person, what you say. La-di-dee, la-di-da.
Yeah.
Oh, kitty rady. Alright, I'm done.
Wow. Hey, the resemblance is uncanny, man. Like, I don't know. Is old Joe really, did they really give him his ticket up out of here and just replace him? Because dude look just like the Biden we got. And the Biden don't look like the Biden we once knew. What y'all think, man? Sheesh.
Okay, that's it. I just heard what everyone needs to do. And this is going to be pretty interesting. Okay. They passed a bill to ban TikTok today, right? And it still has to go before the Senate. But what they're saying is, what somebody just said is everyone should delete their Facebook and Instagram. You want to send these people a message because that they're invested in Facebook and Instagram. So I've already got off those platforms as far as personal use. All that I've been erased my my Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
I'm only on this app, but I'm saying if there was a mass deletion of everybody getting off that Facebook, getting off that Instagram, that would send a huge message because
that's all it would do.
They're saying that the people behind, you know what I'm talking about, Mr. Zuck, and also somebody else is funding this. They're in the pockets of some of these politicians that are pushing for this to be taken down. So, I don't know. And you guys let me know what you think in the comments, but should we delete Facebook and Instagram right now and never go back on those platforms again? And if something was to happen to our beloved TikTok, we'll just go elsewhere, but not there. Deuces.
I don't know. I don't think like a mass deletion of your accounts on Facebook or Instagram would do much. I mean, these people are already rich. Like, what would it actually hurt? Yes, Facebook and Instagram is, I don't know about Instagram, but Facebook is definitely a big stock right now. Meta is. Let me just say it like that. So it's part of it. So yeah, it is a big stock. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think it'll do much though, to be honest with you. It'll definitely send a message. But as far as, TikTok go though, I don't think it's going to help it. What y'all think? The hell is wrong with Ryan?
That's right.
Yeah.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get hit with a whole bunch of electroshock therapy right there. And that's what they do to put people back in their place. They did Kanye the same way. And if you notice, like if you go back to the time after his rant at his concert and he came back and he met with President Trump, he had the golden hair. Yeah, he was speaking just like how Ryan was speaking when he showed back up. And yeah, electroshock therapy actually calms you because it was meant to calm people who were, I think, like hallucinating or having mental issues, but put them in a more calmer state. Yeah, man, it's crazy. That's what MK Ultra is, right? It's like electroshock therapy and a host of other things. But what y'all think about that, man? Y'all think is that him, or is it the result of the electroshock therapy? Let me know.
Would have received this amazing
award from the devil. Nah, Usher, don't try to clean it up. You said it right. You said it right. You said it right. You received it from your father. You said it right. You would have received this amazing award from the devil. Nah, Usher, don't try to clean it up. You said it right. You said it right.
Definitely.
You said it right. You received it from your father. You said it right.
He definitely meant to say that. You know, they said the first thing that come out is always the truth, you know. So, hey, it's wild out there in Hollywood. I mean, come on now. 100 shows in Vegas, that is literally slavery. Yes, you make a lot of money, man, but you're going to work your ass off. Literally. Like your cheeks are going to be laying next to you on the couch. You're literally not going to have an ass anymore. Well, what y'all think?
A month away from the April 8th solar eclipse, Travis County issues a disaster declaration. Officials expect to see big crowds, traffic, and a strain on first responders, hospitals, and roads.
That's what we're trying to put resources in place for, to direct traffic, extra law enforcement on the streets out in those areas, extra signage, working with Waze and Google to try to pre-identify and map routes that people can take safely into and out of the area.
Private property owners in unincorporated areas are required to let the county know if they plan to host a gathering with more than 50 people. That's so first responders can prepare accordingly.
We're making the declaration today. It's going to be in effect until the 8th because we're requiring that registration and those other measures until the 8th. The court ratifying that today will keep it into effect.
Del Valle ISD announcing Friday they're canceling classes on April 8th, joining these districts that will close that day. Other districts like Austin ISD are using the day as an educational event. The county says there are no plans to close roads. Some parks require reservations and many are already filled up.
We want to make sure, even when we were talking specifically around potential challenge points going into and out of the parks, the goal is going to be to keep the traffic moving as free flow as possible.
Hayes County is closing their county offices that day, except for public safety ones. No matter where you are, leaders say avoid non-urgent appointments that day. Stock up on groceries and gas beforehand, and download the What 3 Words app to make it easier for first responders to find you.
You know what? Maybe we all are over-exaggerating or something, man. I don't know. Because if you think about it, right, these school closures and emergency declarations are only happening for the states and the cities that are in the path of totality, right? Because in my city, I haven't heard anything about it. And you got to think about it. It's going to be a lot of people traveling to these paths of totality. So it's going to be like probably a frenzy. Like I said, me and my family said we wanted to go. You know, my wife really said it. And I was like, I don't know. We might go there and then might not be able to get back out because I don't know what's going to happen. But, you know, we'll just stay here where we at and we're going to get some glasses and we're going to watch it, right? Yeah, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that people are over exaggerating, or could it just be they're preparing for crowd control, or do you think it's something else? Let me know.
You know, it's another thing I don't like in Christianity, the fear of God. If God is love, why should you fear him? Because you place one fear, you get another fear, What do you have at that point? You're easily controllable because you have this fear, like everybody gonna die eventually, but I'm gonna live my entire life with zero fear because I'm God. And anyone to disagree, I'm the God of me. And you can't tell me who I am. I can't tell y'all. I could tell y'all. It's y'all job to listen. Ain't nobody finna tell me shit, call me shit, tell nobody around me shit, play with me, play with nobody around me. None of that. Nigga, we are in war right now. 50% of black deaths is abortion. We kill ourselves. That's psychological warfare. We don't buy no land. We doped out, we fried out. Everything that we promote is about the destruction. You know who told me? Fucking trainer told me that. Why he told me that? Because he thought I was a monkey. He thought I wouldn't understand what he was saying. He thought he was talking to a chimpanzee because he an MK Ultra educated person, and wow. I'm a college dropout that dedicated my life to art and music.
You know, it's crazy. This man is actually speaking about, I just said it, like he was MK Ultra too, and he's speaking about his handler. This dude is not crazy, man. Now, what he's talking about on Christianity, that's a whole nother story. I won't speak on that, but if y'all have something to say about what he was saying about Christianity, then say that. But I'm just speaking on the fact that this man is actually speaking about what we talk about all the time. He's there firsthand. So he sees and he deals with these MK Ultra handlers, right? So I don't know what to think about that, bro. Like, right? A conspiracy ain't really a theory. You know, a conspiracy could actually just be a fact. But who knows? It's certain conspiracies that really take me over the top. Not all conspiracies, but certain ones, man. I'm a conspiracy theorist to a certain extent. And that's why some videos I be like, nah. And I know a lot of y'all conspiracies be like, man, what's the point of doing a video if you're going to say everything is fake? I have to see something that screams truth. That's how I am. If it screams truth, then it is what it is. But this, bro, he just broke the ice with this one. Like, he's speaking on MK Ultra, man. And he's saying that the trainer was like talking to him like he didn't know what was going on. Which means that if you do get the electroshock therapy, you can actually bypass it if you are strong-willed. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know. What y'all think, though, man? It is go again. Lord. Look at those combos, man. I would be scared as hell. I would have to shoot Mike. That's scary, bro. Ooh, look at that, bro. First of all, I ain't fighting no man that is okay with fighting in draws. If he okay with his stuff swinging and button cracking everything out while he fighting, yeah, I ain't fighting him. I don't know about you, but I ain't fighting him. I don't care. This man is the only man I know that spars in his draws. Come on now. That left, though, bro. Is Mike Southpaw? Ooh, look at this. It's ridiculous. R.I.P. Jake Paul.
A volcano spewing bright orange smoke, seen here in stunning photos from a Coast Guard helicopter for the fourth time in as many months. This time threatening Iceland's most famous tourist attraction, the Blue Lagoon hot spring, where bathers had just minutes to flee.
We're evacuating. Oh, look at that. Wow.
American Melissa Izer's vacation with her husband interrupted mid-meal.
As the waitress was bringing my wine, heard the sound go off, and that's when my husband and I looked at each other and they said, okay, evacuation en route.
Local media say hundreds in a town near the Blue Lagoon have now fled to safety.
Everybody was steady and prepared.
Meteorological authorities say the volcano erupted with little notice, just about 40 minutes, and carved a fissure into the earth nearly 2 miles long, triggering a state of emergency. An orange glow visible from more than 20 miles away in Reykjavik, the capital. Volcanoes are common in Iceland, which sits atop a geological hotspot. This volcano has been erupting roughly once a month since December, but this eruption appears to be the biggest yet. No deaths have been reported, and tonight, defensive barriers built to contain the lava are holding so far. But scientists say it may only be the beginning.
Wow, I wouldn't want to live nowhere near that at all, bro.
I might be a clone right now. Did they clone me? Deadass, bro. I don't feel like myself. I feel like a shell of myself. They cloned me for sure.
Not so much as a clone, I believe, just MK Ultra. But what y'all think?
A woman in her 80s has a very close encounter with a UFO in Baja California. These are some of the images she captured from what she claims was a UFO. She also claims that there was fire around the craft, and they were in a pair of 6. While the other 5 disappear, one of them stayed in front of her. She said she could see glowing beans inside the craft.
Nah, remember I told y'all how people been saying they feeling tired for no reason and it's weird? I hate the fact that I got proof of some craziness going on because this young lady lost her life. No worrying symptoms suddenly collapsed after losing feeling in her legs. And I don't like it. This is a story time for your ass. After tests, they found holes in her lung. Her cousin said all of a sudden she was feeling tired and her body ached at home. She had a couple boils and didn't think nothing about it. Tests showed she had a severe infection. They found MRSA, a type of staph bacteria that usually is harmless in the skin. The infection triggered pneumonia. That bug was attacking her organs, y'all. So unfortunately, the pneumonia took her out. Now, y'all can say I'm overreacting about the weird tiredness feeling and all of that, but y'all need to be careful and pay attention. Because anything I'm telling y'all, I'm seeing it all over my timeline. I'm getting messages and DMs. Pay attention. Don't take nothing for granted. Prayer to this woman and her family. But, phew.
Okay, let's take a look at 23 Bible prophecies fulfilled by one man. Okay, so number one, he has the name of the beast, Daniel 7:8 and Daniel 8:9, the little horn, which is Karen, which is cornet, which translates to trump. And the number of a man, okay, he has the number 45. He has the 666 because that's his tower, and he always puts his hands in upside down 666 formulation. He also has a mark because he's a brand. It says he comes from the west in Daniel 8:5, which of course the United States is west of Israel, where everything happens in the end times to completion. Who can make war with him? The war machine of the United States military is unparalleled in the world. He understands dark sentences. Those are the Q and the, snake poem type of things. They're dark parables. He speaks great things, great boasts. He's the best, he's the smartest, he's the greatest, etc. He suffers a political wound in Revelation 13:3, which means he leaves office and returns to office like Nebuchadnezzar did in Daniel chapter 4. That's the typology, the Old Testament story that matches the New Testament prophecy. He makes the covenant with many of Daniel 9:24. That's the Abraham Accords. Okay, to be finished and confirmed in Daniel 9:27. Working towards the third temple, he's on the temple coin. Look up Abraham Accord coins. You'll see him showing he's going to work towards building a new temple next to Cyrus, saying, and he charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem, which will be the third temple, which they need for the anti-Messiah will go and sit in it and show himself to be God. There is the strong delusion of the followers. The people who follow him are under a delusion that he's somehow like a messianic figure. And Apollyon is on his ceiling in his tower that's 666 feet tall with a 666 upside down triangle built into the front of it. And he has Apollyon, the destroyer, the son of destruction, the son of perdition. The king over the end times locust is called Apollyon. He will come in his own name, says Jesus, and they will receive him. So he did go to Israel all throughout his first term in office, and he met with them, and they received him very well. They loved him there, okay? By peace he shall destroy many. Again, that goes back to the Abraham Accord covenant. Ram and He-Goat War, Daniel chapter 8. He killed their general before he left office, so that will be taking place when he returns to fulfill that prophecy and rise up in power. He is Assyrian by bloodline, so he matches that. He honors forces and fortresses. He wanted a military parade to himself. February 6, 2018, he wanted a military parade after seeing the one in France. He honors forces and fortresses. He divides the land for gain. That's the Abraham Accords. That's dividing the land for gain. That's forbidden. He's a vile person, the basis of men. And he flatters world leaders like Kim Jong-un, Putin, and Xi Jinping by saying how great they are and how much he loves them. That's how he'll get the kingdom at the end of Revelation chapter 17. So these are 23 prophecies fulfilled by one human man, the end times anti-Messiah figure.
Hey, look, I ain't saying none of that is true. But what I am saying is, even the Bible, for all of my Christian watchers, right? Even the Bible says that the devil will deceive you and make you think that he is the Most High. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying, y'all, sometimes you got to look at stuff. Sometimes you got to look deep. There's a picture of Trump holding the Bible. I think it was in front of the White House. It was a few years back. And when he was holding it, he wasn't holding it like, okay, this Bible made him feel great or made him feel comfortable. It was like almost like the Bible was burning his hand. I'll post the picture, but I don't know, man. Just something to think about. What y'all think, though?
Always be careful of the dreaded Fey trap.
Money! If you're a superstitious person or believe in mystical creatures, then apparently this is something that you should not be touching at all costs. This video that I was tagged in shows this person who's discovered a very strange flower right here. Specifically, this flower's petals are spinning around consistently, kind of like a propeller. Now, rationally, if you were to ask me to guess what's going on here, I would say that the flower petals are partially detached and there's a small breeze down here blowing them around, but a lot of people are apparently calling this something known as a Fey trap. According to those that believe in these Fey traps, there's a bunch of different variations for this, including mushrooms in a circle, or just weird portals. And essentially what this is something that's planted by Fey, which are very similar to fairies, and they're not necessarily good or bad, but it's meant to take travelers in and bring them into this mystical world where they can play jokes on you and potentially hurt you. While I have to agree this is a very interesting theory, this is probably not what's going on here. But again, if you're a superstitious person and you see something strange like this in nature, you might want to stay away.
Yeah, I don't know about that because I done stepped on a lot of those. I done seen them spinning and I just stepped on them. I didn't feel nothing. Have y'all?
I'm going to play a recording of people chanting, "That is embarrassing," 4 times. After the 4th time, write down what you hear. Interesting. Almost everyone here heard "that is embarrassing." Listen again and watch the screen. You heard the same thing every single time. Our eyes and ears take in electrical signals which our brains interpret based on our expectations. We don't see reality. We see our reality.
That speaks a lot, though. That speaks volumes. Goes back to your reality being your reality and my reality being mine. It goes sort of like when, religious people be like, well, God is the way and is the light, right? But that's your reality. How can you force me to see what you see when our brains literally are not wired the same way? That's not how this machine of a body is built. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not going to see things the way that you see it. And don't get upset because I don't. Because I don't get upset when you don't think the way that I think. Just understand that we are all human and we're built different biologically. We think differently biologically. So yeah, man, I mean, that speaks total volumes, man. But what y'all think about it?
You think Michael beat me?
Bro, honestly, I don't really doubt you too much because I know you have the mentality as I do, bro, and I know that you've tapped into something that I know what you're tapping into, so it's like hard for me to go against you. I just think Mike is like a whole different animal, bro. I've met him in person as you have, and the dude is built different. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's strong. He's strong. Like just shaking his hand when we just filmed this. I've never felt a hand stronger than that before. Like, and I don't know if he wasn't like squeezing. He wasn't like trying to squeeze. It was like handshake. Real. It was just like real. And I was like, oh.
I mean, it's Mike Tyson. He's 60, bro. He's got a punch.
Bro, I'm gonna give you props, bro. You're different for this, bro. Like, I've never even imagined something like this, bro. So, bro, like, respect. If this is like really going down and like you're not like it's not pre-planned. I'm not saying it is, bro. I'm just saying like. If it's not and it's a real fight, bro, like, I'm gonna pray for you, bro. Because this shit is, like, bro, you're nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what everyone, like, even my dad was like, yo, what? This is gonna be the hardest. My mom, the first time I told her, she's like, are you gonna get knocked out? I'm like, what the there is a part of me that is, like, a little bit more scared than any of my other opponent, just because I know that the power is the last thing to go.
Yep.
And he still has that muscle memory when he starts bopping around and throwing those big hooks and uppercuts.
How you gonna catch that, Jake?
Yeah. I mean, bro, like I said, bro, I understand your determination. You'll figure out the game plan. And, bro, like, I pray you be okay. I pray that Mike's okay. And that's it, bro.
Like Ryan said, man, Mike is a whole different type of animal. He came up in a different time, man. He came up in a different time, man. And my only thing is, Jake young, man, and Jake is gonna get hurt. I literally think he's gonna get hurt. I hope Mike is conditioning his mind to not care whether he hurts somebody or not. Like if you compare that last fight with him and Roy Jones Jr., he tells you he didn't even want to fight that man. So he didn't even give that fight his all. But he feels like Jake has been toying around with something that he loves, and it's called boxing. And boxing is nothing to toy around with. He just feel like he makes it a shit show, and he doesn't take it serious. So yeah, Mike is training himself to mentally clock out and not care whether he hurts this kid or not, man. And I think it's going to be brutal. But I will say this. If Mike loses, it's rigged. Period. Everybody knows that. If he loses, it's rigged. It's rigged. And we'll just have to accept it. But it is what it is. What y'all think?
There is not a single person on this earth that has ever seen an event like we are going to see on April 8th of 2024. This is the path that it will take, and these are the times.
Now, peep what she said. There's not a single person in this country that has seen an event like this up close. So yes, there's a lot of excitement going on, and they're going to have to keep control of it. You know, so it's just something to think, just food for thought.
Be able to see it. Totality is going to last about 4 minutes and 35 seconds in some places. Now, compared to the total solar eclipse that we had in 2017, that one lasted about 2 minutes and 43 seconds in some areas. So we're doubling that time this year. That's why it's something that no one has ever seen before. It's going to last for a long time compared to other total solar eclipses. The last one that was even close to this happened back in the 1800s. In a month, we are going to have 2 broods of cicadas come up from under the ground. Now, these 2 broods have not converged in over 200 years. And look at this map. See the light blue and the dark brown right there converging in Illinois? Yeah, that's the same spot where our 2 paths converge as well, Southern Illinois. So yeah, no one on Earth has ever seen an event like coming next month. We are going to have a total solar eclipse that lasts damn near 5 minutes in some areas, and then we're going to have millions of cicadas that have been underground for either 13 or 18 years, all coming up at the same time, and they have not done that in over 200 years. So if you are over 200 years old, DM me. But if not, no one on this earth has seen like what's coming on April 8th.
It's going to be wild, man. It's going to be wild. And I'm just saying, bro, what if this eclipse is the actual 3 days of darkness, right? What if they mean that you see where the totality starts, like at the bottom of, I think, Mexico? And what if that's day 1? And then by the time it gets to Texas, it's day 2. By the time it hits between Tennessee and Kentucky and all that stuff, that's day 3. And it just ends all the way up through Maine. Like, what if? Just think about that, bro. What if that's the 3 days of darkness? Hey, I don't know. What y'all think, man?
Cat rats. These glassy feline rodent hybrids belong to a multi-generational colony residing in the Walnut Street Post Office in Corning, New York. Approximately 80 of these adaptable creatures have made their home among the stacks of mail and parcels that pass through the building each day. Cat rats are social animals and spend their days playing, eating, and lounging alongside post office employees during normal operating hours. As cat rats show no interest in hunting mice, their diet primarily consists of food provided to them by workers, local shelters, and Corning residents. However, at night the colony has been observed leaving the post office to disappear into the surrounding area, as evidenced by
the first thing that makes me say it's AI, because who the hell is going to let those hybrids just run around rampant in an office, chilling? They do seem kind of chill, though. But I don't know. That's just me, though.
It appears as though cat rats use the cover of night to stalk and hunt the local coyote population purely for sport. This particular USP
look at the ear on it. It's kind of like fuzzing in and out. Like, that's how you know it's AI.
location has one of the highest employee retention rates in the country. Hygiene is an issue that is reportedly being addressed. This has been a public announcement from the Ministry of Labor Places.
Wow. They said hygiene is an issue. Not only are they hybrids, they stink. Wow.
Told you, bruh. What the fuck is a wall mark? Bruh. Fam, I was reading up on this shit too, whoa. They call it like Mandela effect or some shit. Where the whole world knows something one way, And then one day we wake up and we know it's something different.
Right.
We know it's Walmart, not Walmart. Right? Matter of fact, I just came from Walmart, bruh. Ain't shit different over there. What's tripping me out is I looked up the history of Walmart. It's always been Walmart, fam. It never had a K in it.
Maybe that's why shopping there always feels so weird. Feels like another dimension. And the shoppers have this eerie vibe to them. Nobody seems real.
It's because they not real, bro. Walmart's not a real place.
That's pretty trippy. Hey, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it here, man. What if things aren't as they seem? What if everything that's going on right now, we are making up in our own minds right now? What if? Because, hey, that last video, couple videos back, did say that our realities are our own, right? Not nobody else's. We believe what we want to believe. What we see to be true is true in our eyes. And that's why when you try to convince people that something is real or this really happened, they say you're crazy because they can't see what you were meant to see. That is your reality. This is why I tell people, stop trying to convince people that these things are going to happen. What if these things were really going to happen, but what if it was just meant for you and nobody else? What if it was meant for you to do deeper investigation and try to stop these things from happening? Because if you told somebody, it will disrupt the plan that God had for you. And who told you that the revolution was supposed to be shared with everyone? Gil Scott-Heron said it best. The revolution will not be televised because it starts in the mind. And with that being said, you have to use your own discernment and make the best decisions for you and yours and those that are around you. And it will create a domino effect, because if people see you living what you're talking, they're going to want to follow because you're setting the example. But if you're just telling people, we need to do this, we need to do that, with no action, what good is it? A lot of us are leaders, a lot of us are followers. And the followers are the people who rather listen to the preachers in the pulpit tell them what they're supposed to do and what God told them to do, instead of them reaching out to God themselves and figuring out what it is that God really wants them to do. Because God cannot want everybody to do the same thing. It just doesn't work like that. Everybody has to have a role, right? For things to work. That's just how work works. But I ain't gonna stay on this too long, man. I'm just saying it's something to think about. And like I always say, do what you will with that information. And hey, if you like what you saw, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload. And remember, challenge the argument, not the person.